Okay, it's Friday here on Good Things, and we always like to ponder those life altering questions with you that give you the chance to really take a mental break from reality, let's be honest, and ponder something a little fun and silly. And so this one came from Ryno. I've seen it before and kind of I thought about it, but not in the intense way that Ryno has, and we thought we would let you ponder what you would do. It's a would you rather question if you had to choose between the two. So Ryno, share with us what are our options?
Yeah, picture this scenario. You're in a blank room, concrete walls, there's a metal table in front of you, and you have two buttons on the table. And you have to push one of the buttons before you can get out of the room. But the buttons come with some consequences. The first button, the button on your left, when you push the button, you are setting up a yearly fight with an orangutan who has a sword. If you push the button on your right, you are setting up what would usually be daily fight, but a fight nonetheless anytime you got into your car with a chicken. You got to push one button or the other to get out of the room, so you got to choose one or the other. You got to either fight an orangutan with a sword once a year, or you got to tango.
The orangutan has the sword, not me.
Correct. The orangutan has a sword.
Can I have a weapon?
It's up to how you want to fight. Gotcha. I mean, if you want to fight fair, I guess you take a sword. If you don't want to fight fair, don't take a knife to a gunfight. But that's a yearly fight. That's something you can plan for, prepare for, work out for, get ready for. Or do you have the daily, multi-times-a-day routine of having to deal with a chicken every time you get in the car?
Andy wants to call a friend.
I don't think there's a phone in the room.
There's not a phone or friend option with this. Ryno and I were discussing this, though, before Good Things, and we've got some questions. Number one, you cleared it up. The orangutan has the sword, not me. Number two, though, is the chicken outside of the car or is the chicken inside of the car? Because that changes everything.
Oh, yeah. That was just too much gray area on the chicken side of the question. So my mind immediately went to, well, I can prepare to fight an orangutan with a sword once a year. I can handle that. I'm not even going to worry about the chicken because it doesn't give me the information I need to make the decision. If the chicken is outside the car, and if you are a friend of chickens, if you have a pet chicken, cover your ears for the next couple seconds. I'm going to say something that's going to offend you. But if the chicken's outside the car, a swift kick and you're in the car.
Right.
You can mentally prepare. It's like, all right, I guess.
Or you could throw some
chicken feed,
mealworms or something.
Right. You can get into a daily routine of, all right, I got to deal with the chicken to get in the car, but at least you're not dealing with an orangutan. But although that seems easy if the chicken's outside the car, if the situation flips and every time you get in the car, there's a chicken in the passenger seat ready to tango, that's a totally different situation. You have lost the upper ground, the high ground. Kicking's no longer really an option unless you're really flexible, and you've got an angry chicken in an enclosed space with you.
Someone wants to know, is the orangutan out for blood and carnage? Because, I mean, if they're angry, that's like going into whatever, the lion's den once a year. You may or may not come out alive. Every time you get in your car, even if it's in the car with the chicken, the chances are you're going to win. It's just going to be annoying.
Right.
So do you put your life up on the line once a year? And I would assume you get better at fighting, but you and the orangutan will age together.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't say it's a fight to the death. It's just a fight. So, I mean, maybe it's the same orangutan every year. And they might get better, but I don't think an orangutan is going to improve that much with the sword.
So it looks like I'm going orangutan hunting once a year, says Steve. And then someone wants to know, is it a rooster or a hen? That actually makes a difference.
It gives a whole different variable to the chicken side of the equation.
It gives a whole different option. So something fun to ponder today, or as you go onto your Friday afternoon around the house, see what your friends and family would do. Would you fight the orangutan with the sword, or would you want to fight a chicken every time you get in your car? Many of you are either in your car or probably headed to your car in a couple hours after work. Think about how tired you are. Do you really want to know another chicken? And it would depend on your job, too. If you don't drive that much, probably not a big deal. If you're a salesperson or a farmer who gets in and out of their vehicle, making stops often or whatever it may be, That's going to get old fast. Or you make friends with the chicken and you just make sure the chicken's well taken care of and enjoys its spot as your co-pilot.
It's day 372. I've made peace with the chicken. From the 662 on the C Spire text line, do you know what day the orangutan attacks?
I don't know.
That's a big difference.
That is a big difference.
I mean, if you get to pick the day, you can work towards it. But if it's just one day out of the year, you're going to get surprise attacked by an orangutan with a sword.
That so sounds like somebody in the military who wants to know when their physical, or what do they call it, their fitness test, their PE test is. That way, 6 weeks out, they can start running until they pass out so they can make their... If I know it's this time, I know I start training and then I have my go. But it also doesn't tell you if it's going to be, like a time, like you have 20 minutes with the orangutan to survive or not.
That'd be a long time to tango.
I don't know. How long does like UFC fights and stuff last?
I mean, the rounds are like 3 minutes and they get to take a breather.
Okay. Well, is there referees involved? I
don't know that you can find a sanctioning body to oversee an orangutan fight.
If it's in our reality in which we are creating here, there would have to be...
But who do you pick? Because, I mean, if you pick a human referee, then they might be biased towards the human, but do you get an orangutan referee, or do you get someone else from the primate family? Like, do you get a silverback gorilla to come in and be the ref?
If I don't press either button, can I stay in the room and get fed every day? I like
it's starting to sound like an option.
I appreciate the UPS driver. That would be a lot of daily chicken altercations. Oh, yeah, buddy, that would suck. You just better make friends with the chicken. And is it a different chicken every time, or is it the same chicken? Because by the end of your shift, your UPS truck would be
just feathers and just carnage.
Mm-hmm. You both have to get tired of seeing each other if it's the same one.
And in reality, since we're breaking the laws of reality here, we're assuming this is a normal-sized chicken. It could be like the Family Guy chicken where he's 6 foot tall and can box you.
Isn't there another stupid question like this? Because let's be honest, this is just a fun brain break from reality. And some of you have rolled your eyes and, oh, that's fine. You're no fun to be around. You should be able to ponder these. But there's another one that's like, would you rather, is it wrestle one 10-foot or something crazy chicken, or...
Oh, yeah, it's would you rather wrestle one horse-sized chicken or 100 chicken-sized horses?
Jesus. Yeah. That makes my brain hurt. Number one, thinking of a chicken the size of a horse scares me, and the size of the omelet.
Wouldn't it be so much fun to ride if you could put a saddle on it?
Well, then we solved all our problems. If you can ride the chicken, you don't even need your vehicle.
Here comes the chicken cavalry.
You make peace with said chicken, and you just
I'm pretty sure that was part of one of those Narnia movies at some point.
Someone said, okay, wait, I am late to the show. I appreciate the text. If you're late, you would think that we are into our medical marijuana early before it's out and dispensed. But no, it's just a fun question on a Friday. It's a simple one, but very complex. If you had to choose, would you fight an orangutan with a sword?
Once a year.
Or every time you get in your car, you have to wrestle with a chicken. Or you have a chicken in between you and getting in.
There's a fight with a chicken.
There's a fight with a chicken. I feel like that this would make for a great... I don't know. This should be a question. This should be a question for some, like, to be president. You should have to answer this with some thought.
From the 662. I would press both buttons, spend a year befriending the chicken, and then me and the chicken will take on the orangutan.
Is it in the San Diego chicken? Not sure what that means, but can you eat orangutans? Jeff in Oxford wants to know.
I'm sure someone has.
But you could make friends with the orangutan, and then your sword fight could both be like lightsabers, but not really. And if it's like a time limit, you just go at it like you would a friend, and then you go have a beer with the orangutan after. Or a banana slushie. Whichever. I don't know. You keep pondering that. We've got movies with Tanya and real life conversation coming up next.